Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm John Knightley, CMO of BlueJeans by Verizon. And if you're here to hear about how Verizon and BlueJeans are innovating the future of work and collaboration communications, come to the right place. I'm joined today by two auspicious peers, Peter Verweijen, VP of Product Management at BlueJeans, and Alex Doyle, Executive Director of Advanced Communications Products at Verizon. These two gentlemen have a lot of experience in the UC and video conferencing space. And we're here today to give you a real a summary, if you will, of some of the innovation that we've been working on in our labs, some of the new things we've rolled out, some of the things that are coming, and some of the really cool capabilities that we're able to bring to you and help our customers by bringing the power of Verizon and BlueJeans together. So we've got an action-packed agenda. And one of the questions I get from a lot of our customers and industry watchers is kind of, hey, Verizon and BlueJeans came together last spring, and we'd love to hear how it's all going. What's new? How's it going? And I thought I would start that question off to Alex Doyle, who really was spearheading this merger, if you will, back in the day. And Alex, can you give us a sense of how would you say why Verizon acquired BlueJeans and how it's going?
Yeah, you bet, John, and hello to everyone out there. It's great to be having the chance to talk to everyone. I'll tell you, I get that question all the time too, and the first answer is easy. BlueJeans, it's just such a great team, and when you look at the team and the technology and kind of the cultural fit, it was a great opportunity for us to come together. I'll tell you the other thing I get asked a lot, and I really want to start with this, is because of the timing of when this happened, about 10 months ago, like John said, people always ask, oh, did you guys do this because of the COVID-19 crisis? And that's not true at all. Verizon and BlueJeans already had a great partnership before that. This was entirely independent. This was because it's a really good fit. I'll comment on a couple of things that you see here on the chart. I'll say, you look at number one. First of all, like I said, we're obviously all aware that this was a great opportunity in a great space. Verizon's done some great things in unified communications, and the BlueJeans product is amazing. And we really saw like a great synergy between the product capability of BlueJeans and the channel and go-to-market and global scale of Verizon. That was a real good, just growing market for us. And the last year has proven that out. I think the other part of it was more of a product strategy. There's really kind of natural portfolio synergies. If you're not familiar with it, for example, Verizon has a really a market-leading product called OneTalk. It's a unified communications business product, mobile first. Really the only thing like this in the US where it's hard integrated right into the mobile network, and it's a great service, but it's kind of voice centric and calling centric, and putting those two together, you'll hear more about that I'm sure on this call. That was a natural portfolio synergy for us. So it's just natural growth as well as portfolio synergy. The third thing I'll say is my particular role is unified communications and collaboration, but Verizon's a big company, and you've probably seen we've done some pretty amazing stuff with 5G. We're the leader in launching with it. We've done some great things with 5G and edge computing. We've done some great strategic announcements with, the major smartphone manufacturers. And, the BlueJeans team is amazing, and they bring to Verizon kind of a world-class DevOps capability that really makes a lot of sense as where we're going to go in the future with 5G use cases as well. That whole mobile DNA of BlueJeans, their quality on the mobile apps and their score in the stores is so good. Just a real natural fit with Verizon's leadership in wireless too. So, yeah, it was something I personally spent a lot of time on. I was excited about, and 10 months on, I'm so excited to see how well it's all come together. The dream has become a reality.
Well, thank you, Alex. I mean, you said something that really sparked something for me that's we're seeing and we're hearing our customers talk about, which is sort of this shift we went through from sort of work in the office to work from home. And when we emerge from this whole pandemic, it really becomes work from anywhere. And that's where the sort of the power of 5G and BlueJeans comes together to say, okay, why should there be any barriers to work where you want, how you want, when you want? Maybe your company won't let you do when you want, but at least where and how you want, right? Let's make it super easy for people to be wherever they are and be productive. So, that's great. And on that score, I know Peter, the BlueJeans engineering team, product teams have been busy at work in the labs helping our, customers through this whole craziness of this past year. Do you want to share a little bit about some of the innovations we've recently delivered? What have we been working on? Hey, Peter, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Keep mistake. Yeah, in general, there's been quite a bit of demand for new set of features, and with this world that's changed, that we've all gone through a lot of different ways of working. The feature request customers came to us with were very different, and so we executed very quickly in two parts. One, just because we pride ourselves on being quite fast in terms of feature development and releasing new capabilities. But we've multiplied that with the finishing really of our whole new platform, right? BlueJeans, we have this brand new app that was pretty much already deployed to 90+% of our customers at the time. And then we also have what we call our Sequin platform, which really enables us to deliver all of the new features and capability, larger meeting, a lot of great things. So, in general, the 5x5 video layout was by far the most requested feature. We've delivered that, but the cool thing is we're delivering that capability on all of the different platforms that you can experience with BlueJeans. So it's not just the app only has the features. And, it's been clear to us that our customers have demanded some level of congruency in experience across, their browser users or their desktop users. And I'm proud to say that, BlueJeans, we keep that feature parity closest as you possibly can get in terms of what our browser can do and what our app can do. Beyond that, really, we're delivering all the great little features that you would expect, right? Clicking on tiles, chatting with people, pinning all the different participants. We've done some interesting things with to enhance breakout rooms, as well as putting things just like the little things, like putting the time zone that every person is participating from in a meeting. It just adds a lot more context, and it's a good conversation starter to give everybody something to kick off a meeting with when where everyone's from. Beyond that, obviously, there's been massive explosion in events usage, right? We've seen a ton of new use cases come out, really, leveraging the BlueJeans capabilities for having more high production value experience. Having that moderator level dashboard has been very, very useful because with this expansion of use cases for events, people need that. There's this general demand for end users to want to, experience something a little bit more like TV versus something that is like your typical webinar on your laptop, right? And so the other area where we've actually invested recently was to add this embedded BlueJeans player for events. And it's kind of really taking off for a lot of these new use cases for our customers that want to deliver a very custom type experience. It allows you to take the BlueJeans player, embed it into your web app, support the mobile and desktop form factors, and then give users the ability, or event participants the ability to request to go live. So from the player that they experience on maybe their favorite service or product's website, they can just say, hey, I want to participate, and jump right in. And so we have a long roadmap to add the enhancements to that player. So closed captioning support is now in there. We've had that for a while in our traditional events product. That's in the player. And then we're adding a lot of different things that we can do to control security for this player. So you can almost gate and only invite certain participants to actually jump in. So a lot of good use cases coming out of this, and we'll continue to expand in this area. Right. So in general, I think we have a lot of things. Alex, you mentioned, you touched on this just briefly, that we've got some great synergies between BlueJeans and Verizon. We have actually the OneTalk integration you mentioned, right? Which it's pretty powerful, honestly, and being able to actually embed or actually take that video experience and provide it in the OneTalk apps for mobile and desktop, and really make it a one app experience, right? Any
I'm incredibly excited about this, Peter, and thanks to you and the team. I think this is a very concrete example of that great engineering and product synergy we've had. I mean, take a step back. I mean, if you think about Verizon's scope to market, one of the great luxuries I have as a product manager is that we have all these different kind of routes to market and these wide variety of customers we support. We have customers that are all the way from an 89-year-old grandmother in Montana who started her own business on Etsy making crafts, all the way up to the largest multinationals and the largest federal governments in the world. And the ability to take our products together for all of these has been great. So what you see here, OneTalk, like I said, it was a mobile-first voice service, had a great mobile app, had a great mobile experience, but it was voice only. And you can see we've already put these things together in, really less than a year. So on the left, you'll see the OneTalk PC app, the desktop app. And if you look at the lower left, in addition to all the phone and voicemail and dialer and audio conferencing icons, now we've got a BlueJeans icon, and we've really integrated the user experience. And on the right, the mobile side as well. So it's just a real concrete example of ways we found product synergies and go-to-market synergies, because we get it. Businesses who want this, they kind of want a common experience, whether it's calling or contact center or messaging or meetings. And I think you're seeing the OneTalk family expanding here with BlueJeans. Another example of one of the things we're doing that's probably a little more on the global enterprise side. I think all of us are seeing this kind of massive growth in Microsoft Teams. And when you look at the daily active users on Microsoft Teams over last year, it's really taken off. And what we find when we talk to our enterprise customers is Teams has been working great for these enterprise customers, but really is like a chat type of service, kind of like Slack or something like that. And there's been this huge latent demand for these customers to kind of voice enable and video enable Microsoft Teams. And I love that because that's another concrete example of how the BlueJeans and Verizon team have come together to do something special. So today, Verizon already supports kind of SIP trunking or VoIP or direct routing to Microsoft Teams. That lets you put phone numbers on it and use it as a calling system. Great. That's great. It's deployed all over the world. BlueJeans has the gateway for Microsoft Teams to do all the video interoperability and kind of breaking out of that kind of silo. So obviously, same model. You put those two things together, calling from Verizon, the video and meetings and collaboration from BlueJeans, put it together with the strength of Microsoft Teams. It's another way that we've kind of found a great go-to-market model. So kind of OneTalk and BlueJeans on one end of the market, Microsoft Teams on the other, and we're seeing this 1 + 1 = 3 motion from our team. So it's nice to kind of see, again, that dream become reality.
That's great, Alex, and thank you, Peter, also for the update on some of the latest, greatest BlueJeans innovation. I think one of the things that customers join these meetings for, these events for, is also to get a sense for where we're going. Like, where are we taking things with this power of what Verizon brings and BlueJeans brings? So it might be helpful if you guys could give us a little bit of a sense of some of the future areas that we're leaning into as we bring the power of the two entities together. So, Peter, maybe I'll start with you.
Absolutely, John. Yeah. So first, I mean, I'm a techie at heart. I love how we're actually delivering some of this stuff, and Verizon, being part of Verizon, gives us an opportunity to really go where a lot of folks really can't follow, and particularly, that's the network, right? We have a strong, obviously, 5G infrastructure. We have a very strong enterprise network presence. We have our Verizon Media team has an EdgeCast, a solution that is like the world's third largest CDN, powers a lot of the consumer streaming solutions you use today. It's really exciting. And then some of the things that we're really targeting for the 2021 timeframe is first, obviously, 5G and MEC, right? More and more people are using mobile and tablets for meetings and events. And BlueJeans, right, with our new infrastructure that I talked about, we have the ability to take that infrastructure and actually host it right at the edge to provide the lowest amount of latency and the fewest amount of miles that packets have to travel to actually get into meetings. So, I mean, at first you're going to see benefits in terms of quality, right, for voice and video. If there's packet drops, right, we can actually retransmit those packets much faster because we realize the packet loss is there faster and that the packets have fewer distance, fewer miles to travel. So really powerful in terms of just quality. And that will also extend to the Edgecast compute, right, where we have, like I said, a great CDN platform that Verizon acquired a little over a year ago. There's roughly 140 different POPs globally that this solution supports. We're going to be able to take that same infrastructure I talked about, place it in all of those locations, and now it's not going to just benefit mobile users. It'll benefit people on their laptops and other various devices that are connecting to our meetings and events platform. And so that is going to be extremely powerful. And then next, how we're going to actually take this combined with the fact that now we have this new Verizon Labs team, a whole XR team that's now been combined with BlueJeans, right? We've doubled our media and engineers, and we're adding more of the XR, VR, AR type of expertise to our team. And with that comes a lot of great technology that we can combine with all of the network edge computing benefits I just talked about. So think about different situations like where we can actually use, do the segmentation and the great technology we use for virtual backgrounds, take that, subtract all of the unusable bits that you don't need in red, and only use the bandwidth for the video that's important, really effectively raising the quality and reliability of your overall experience without taking too much network usage, right? So the other thing we're doing with the Verizon Labs and the computer vision team is really enhancing how we actually are able to do presentations, the virtual backgrounds, how I mentioned. We'll support those not just on our desktop app. We'll actually support that on the browser and tablets and maybe phones. Phones are a little jittery. We'll see what happens with the experience there, but we'll have the tech to do what we want there, right? And so really being able to take that and go further in terms of how we can raise the production value of the experience for meetings and events. And at first you'll see us deliver what we call the weather person mode, right, where you can actually display yourself over the front of content that you're sharing and doing all those basic things. But we're going to take it further. And then the intelligent video capabilities, right? If you think about having, there's a lot of things that we can do with video. We're on video. I could be giving hand gestures and, clapping like this. And the video should be able to detect that and provide an experience on the far end for everyone. Imagine, there's a celebration, someone gets promoted, everybody's clapping their hands on mute, but you can actually have a cheering sound kind of represented on each participant's side of the house. And so with that, we're going to be able to do a lot of those things, but the key is we can leverage the computing on the edge to do it. We don't have to overload your end users' CPUs. They don't have to have the brand new Mac that can take and do all of this AI processing on the video locally on your client. We can do that right at the edge because the latency is so low, it's almost like outsourcing CPU, right? So pretty powerful. I know it's a little techie there, but I think that it's going to be a foundation for the future.
Exciting. We're looking forward.
Yeah.
So you have some comments as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, what's so exciting to me is, Peter mentioned this amazing technology that's there, and like I talked about, Verizon's leveraging all of that in our products, right? So we take these SDKs, we take this capability, we put in the Verizon product. But it's not just us. I think what BlueJeans has provided here with Verizon is this massive democratization of technology, right? And that look at what Verizon brings to the table in terms of massive scale internally. Like we have well over 100,000 employees using BlueJeans now, as well as this amazing diversity of customers and partners that we support. And now when you look at this 5G and edge technology, that's opened up new models as well. Verizon's announced that we're in all these sporting stadiums in the US. Companies are using private 5G for manufacturing. We've announced the first 3 companies in the US that are using indoor 5G. So there's this democratization of innovation because all of those constituents, the BlueJeans team, the Verizon team, our customers are creating new things. And that's amazing. I mean, one example earlier this year, BlueJeans and Verizon were at the Indianapolis 500, not just the typical things like broadcasting it and doing special events for the drivers and their racers and their sponsors, but we had live in the car 5G type applications. And I think you're going to see more and more of this kind of clever innovation that's almost crowdsourced, if you will. So, you think about where we're going next with it. Some of the things that I think you'll see Verizon drive because we have so much kind of ability to hit verticals. There's obviously a ton of demand for things like healthcare, digital health, patient health, remote patient care, things like that, kind of a connected health you see here. That's an obvious synergy of Verizon's mobility skill, what BlueJeans can bring, and then how that transforms at the edge with 5G, and also learning, remote learning. And I'll be very open-minded in that definition, in that I don't think you should think about that as K through 12 schools exclusively, right? Certainly that's part of it, and universities are part of it, but corporate training's a part of it. Defense and public sector and first responders are part of it. Think about how police or firemen or first responders drill, surgical first responders drill, all kinds of amazing applications that we're bringing in together. And again, I'll close by saying what I love is that you're not reliant on a handful of product managers at Verizon to do this. The capability here kind of opens up that innovation. So when Verizon talks about the 4th industrial revolution and the 8 currencies of 5G that enable that, this is the kind of application that really fits well in that. So excited about where we're going next.
That's great. We're all excited and appreciate the great partnership and resources Verizon brings to help us help our customers, which is why we're all here. So maybe we can, I'm seeing some good questions come in on the sidebar, and so maybe we can look to some of those questions. I know a lot of people have come to learn more and have things on top of their mind. One thing I'll maybe direct to Peter, we've seen a few questions come up about breakouts and events. Obviously, we have breakout rooms in BlueJeans meetings. We've had that for a while. Where do things stand kind of on events?
Yeah, I would say that's a great question. Probably the most requested feature for our events platform now, officially. I call it the new 5x5. So basically, this is coming. We're thinking about it in several ways with our events platform. One is we want to be able to give users the ability to navigate themselves. You notice probably our breakout sessions, it's very typical, traditional moderator controls who goes where. But we're thinking about it differently, and that will allow users to navigate to the rooms of their choice, almost like an expo virtual conference experience. And then in addition to that, we're also thinking about having a green room capability, which most people don't know this. We actually had one in our events platform a long time ago, and it wasn't really heavily used or validated by our customers. Now, it's extremely important to be able to pull in a guest speaker on the side, make sure they're ready, audio and video is good, and they know what their talking points are, and then push them live. So we're kind of thinking about breakout rooms in events on those two fronts. So definitely would love to hear your feedback. So reach out to us if you want to get, if there's something I'm missing in terms of those use cases I described. Love to hear about your use case and how you would want to use those.
Thanks, Peter. Another question came up, and I know we've heard from other customers on this one is, we've added closed captioning in English language. What about translation into French or German or other languages? Is that something that we're looking at for the platform? Yes. I'm just, we're pushing hard to get some dates from our engineering team on all of that. We're looking at it in two fronts. One,
there's the real-time, closed captioning method and doing a real-time translation, which is a good solution if you're willing to accept some degree of error, because it's going to be all AI based and so forth. We're also looking at another way to actually have a third-party captioning service help out with that. So if you need a higher degree of accuracy and you're okay with doing a lot of pre-scheduling for your event or meeting, that's going to be the right solution. The third area we're focusing on putting together a solution is around almost real-time translators via audio, right? And the exciting thing in Dolby, being our partner, loves this use case because Dolby brings spatial audio. And the ability for us to actually provide a translator voice experience, right, that's up front, positioned spatially that you can hear him prominently, and actually have the original speaker in French speaking faintly far and away to the right, to where you can actually detect voice inflections and passion and many other things, right? It's not just a different audio channel that you're thinking about. So we're pretty excited to work with them on this type of technology. We just got to give you dates.
That's that last one. Is that the United Nations use case? Is that what you call the United Nations? You've got the earbud and you can hear the speaker at the same time. Yeah.
We call it the UN use case. Exactly.
Yes. So I saw some passionate interest in that on the chat, and we are very well aware, as you've said, that this is really important for our global customers. So that's great. I'm trying to see what else we have in here. There was a question about embeddability. Does that mean if I'm presenting, I can see the chat at the same time if I'm sharing screen? I think it's a different concept, though, right? The embeddability is for the audience, right?
Correct. Absolutely. The embeddability is for the audience. Presenters still experience the same capability that we have today, that if you're presenting in events, that's how you'll see it. In fact, we actually will have improvements to that, where you'll be able to use the normal BlueJeans meetings app to actually be a presenter, and that's coming this year. But on the far end, for the embedded experience, that's for attendees, right?
Right. So I could have my video window here, I can have my chat and my polling over on the side. Is that right?
Precisely, and it's actually, and just a clarification, what we have now is the ability to embed the video, right? So you can embed the video and the closed captioning will appear, but next is coming, what we're working towards is the ability to embed the other widgets, right? So essentially what we're giving you is sort of an SDK that's really easy with widgets you can embed into your page. So if you can imagine, if you wanted to, you can take the separate chat and QA experience and embed it off to the side of the video and the player and kind of formulate whatever experience you want based on the features.
Yep. Okay. I see a question, could you also embed your slides? I presume that means maybe for the attendees to download. I'm not positive.
That's a great idea. The way we're currently thinking about it is slides you present come through on that player to actually be experienced as part of the media. And as we start doing more in the area of letting you have those immersive presentations I talked about with overlays and so forth, that's how you'll sort of experiencing it. But I think having an embedded slide capability where attendees can almost navigate themselves and click through SlideShare-ish, right? Makes sense. We'll take that into account.
Great. Let's see, was there anything else on here? I know we're trying to keep this to a half an hour. I see, okay, you kind of covered this one, but if you're sharing a screen, we'll be able to see the other presenters and events. And I think that's when we get that kind of BlueJeans meetings type of presenting view, right? Where you'll be able to present and you can have the video windows. That's later in the year though, right?
That's correct. Yeah. We're looking for a shorter term solution to maybe do that, but mostly that'll come with the app. That's one of the benefits of using that next generation app that we've delivered for meetings, is that you get, the nice floating widget. You can have your video overlaying if you're one monitor and they won't see the video. panel, right? You're just presenting slides and you have the floating video widget to get a sense of what your audience is doing. So definitely that's where we're going.
Yep. I see a question about opportunities for grants for nonprofit or for education. Certainly, Verizon has different programs for corporate social responsibility where we try to help the community and nonprofits and things like that. So let us know. You can email me, john.knightley@bluejeans.com. I'll see if I can help. We obviously want to help folks that are helping their communities. I think that's everything. I mean, there's some other comments in the sidebar, like love the ability to not use your CPU if you can use the edge. That's awesome. Some people on here, Frank, done 2 million, millions of people trained on BlueJeans. That's wonderful. Sounds like the UN use case is a thumbs up. So, someone asking about recordings. Is there going to be a way to search by title or date?
I think that's certainly something that we can make sure that we handle for the roadmap. My PM for recordings may have that planned, but I'll make sure that we've got it in the list.
Okay. That's great. Any other questions? Any questions for Alex? Last chance to get your questions in here before we wrap up for the team. There's a few things coming in here.
Pricing question?
What's that?
So is pricing changing or the license offerings or pay per user changing since Verizon is taking on BlueJeans? I think we got an answer in there.
Okay. Great. Yep. I think we need to probably wrap it up. There's maybe a few extra questions, but I think we can send those out with the follow-up. And really appreciate everybody's time today, our speakers and all of you who took the time across the globe to join us for this update. We look forward to keeping you updated as we go forward. And thank you very much.